Okay everyone, welcome to Deansgate. I saw this from a distance. It's a gallery here. They're always changing what they have on. And today it's Mr. Brainwash. And I was like, I know that name. So 11 years ago there was a film by Banksy called Exit Through the Gift Shop. And in it there was a filmmaker, a kind of video maker who was very interested in street art. He had his own little clothing store. And he was a Frenchman living in LA, and he was like, oh, Banksy, I like all your stuff. So Banksy suggested to him, to the Frenchman, what's his name? Guetta. So I can't remember. He said, Mr. Brainwash, you should do some pop art, do some street art. So what did he do? He became a street artist, and within months he was super well paid, selling out exhibitions. Crazy. We're here at Starbucks in Piccadilly, and every time I walk past I have a look in to see if manager Charlie, who reported me to the passing cops for complaining, is here. Either he's quit the company or he's working at a different store, because he's not been here in the 6 weeks, 8 weeks since the discrimination for my mask exemption. Now I'll tell you what else I did. I saw in the news that some lady somewhere in England had been awarded an out-of-court settlement of £7,000 for being discriminated against for being exempt from the mask. And I thought, Rodin's the thinker. I thought, you know what, I'm going to get an ambulance chaser, no win, no fee lawyer. So I phoned around a few of them, and my God, I hate lawyers more than I hate estate agents or litter police or even crackheads. And they all refused to represent me. And I said, but it's an open and shut case. We've got video evidence of the discrimination. And they're like, would you be happy paying £150 an hour? Do I look like I'd be happy to pay that amount to get a bunch of legal parasites to take half my money anyway? Starbucks. Fuck you. No one ever talks about where are all the black women in the West, in America, where, you know, the West. You've got all the adverts now always seems to feature a very handsome black man with a very beautiful white woman. Across the board, Christmas adverts, sofa adverts, Subway sandwich adverts. Now, what I want to see black women, beautiful black women with handsome white men. I want to see Indian, as in from the Indian subcontinent, men with Orthodox Jewish women. I want to see Japanese men with black women. I want to see Palestinian women with Orthodox Jewish men. That's what I want to see. I mean, it's the absolute, and it's the great term is whitewash. We've literally whitewashed black women out of the West. Look at the size of those binoculars. You think they can see what I'm talking about? You seen the size of that virus in there? Look at the virus. There he is. He's hanging out. And at the back you've got Mickey Mouse hands. Crown, court, judge with wig and black gown. Still got to text his mistress on WhatsApp though. Yeah baby, now we're talking. Free samples, fast delivery, price guarantee. If only, guys. If only. Alright everyone, welcome to outside the Lowry Hotel next to the River Irwell. I'm in the eye of the storm of all the high-rise, buy-to-let, build-to-rent investment properties all around Manchester. This one here, Chapel Wharf. And I'll tell you how it works. A lot of the money has gone to the Middle East and to China, obviously. So how do salesmen, how do estate agents get that money back? What they do is they sell them expensive, brand new British apartments for, say, let's say there's in the building, let's say that flat there is a 2-bedroom flat. They'll sell it for £200,000 and they'll tell the Chinese investor, oh, but you'll get a rental guarantee of 8% for 3 years. And how it works is the flat's slightly overpriced. It should only be maybe 190,000, and they take your own capital and return it to you in the form of a guaranteed rental yield. Yield obviously is just the rental money, so 8%. So 200 grand, they're promising 8% of that every year. So 10% would be 20 grand. It's 16 grand they're promising, which works out at 1,000 and a bit per month in rent, which is very expensive. So you come around, that's some, don't know, some government building, looks ridiculous. And you come around here, and here's the famous Lowry Hotel. This is where, as I said in a recent video, José Mourinho, the Portuguese special boy, when he managed Manchester United, this was his residence. But what is sad, I'd love to stay in the Lowry Hotel for £35 a night, but it's currently shut down. It's closed temporarily for the bug, which is silly because most other hotels are open. And this is like the nicest hotel in Manchester that I've never stayed at. And I was looking forward to a little overnighter at £35 or so, like some of the other 5-star hotels, but it's not happening. Across the River Irwell, you have some apartments with nice balconies, and it's maintained some original brickwork, or it's tried to maintain a slightly archway-ish brick thing. So it's like nice, yeah, I'd be happy to live there. Whereas this is just an architectural scam in order to harvest money from Chinese investors. Saying, hey, buy to let in Manchester, Britain's fastest growing city. And can you imagine, can you guess? Can you guess, of these massive developments which are all around me, are they full of people? Are they full of people having been built, say, 3 years ago? They're very busy. Chinese investors getting some excellent returns on their money. It was always too late to quarantine. Now the British government, the National Health Service, they're going to do door-to-door testing for 80,000 households down in Kent and thereabouts down south. Now, it's bad enough that in every town there's like a little ET biohazard white tent area for the vaccine, for the test. But if they're trying to limit human contact, sending teams of people to go knock on everyone's door, the door opens, that air escapes, and I know they're going to say, oh, they're going to be wearing personal protective equipment. It's just getting funny. It's turning into a Monty Python sketch. Saw a statement yesterday, some health secretary, some hospitals minister, someone said hospitals are stable. There was never any danger. It was never bad. You've got patients even now refusing to go on ventilators. And as I mentioned the other day outside Salford Royal Hospital, we have 4,000 people on ventilators. Yet there's over 1,000 hospitals. There's 4 people per hospital. Guys, I think as the days pass, as the world turns, it's obvious now that this pandemic is being used to cover up the demolition of the economy. Like, it's amazing. Like, the money ran out. The money printers kept on going brrrr. And here, I can only speak for the United Kingdom, but for a year now, 1 year, the British government has paid 80% salaries for tens of millions of people. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Where's the money come from? Well, from where it always comes from thin air. Numbers on the computer screen. The economic system has gone kaput. So what does it matter another 10 billion? Sorry, that's too low. What does it matter another 50 billion? Another 150 billion pounds? It's all messed up. So yes, I have been watching the GameStop saga, Wall Street Bets, Reddit, subreddit. Now, the shorting the silver, the buy of GameStop. Now, again, getting the old tinfoil hat on, being very suspicious. Of all the times for there to be extremely irregular behavior on the stock market of people driven by anger and wanting to bring down billionaire hedge fund scumbags, there's a market behavior that the machine men never thought about. Organized people driven by anger, happy to lose money as long as it brings down the hedge fund managers. Well, that's the story, but I'm too suspicious these days. Far too suspicious. Like, and you know this GameStop stuff, yeah, like Merlin Capital, or was it Melvin Capital? Lost 91 billion US dollars. They got their loans. It's all fake money. They say, oh, prop. But now the mainstream media's got a great excuse. Organized right-wing white supremacists do insider trading, and not only are they scumbags and racist and evil, they also brought down the financial system, which was sensitive because of the pandemic. Oh, those evil internet people. Oh, those Redditors. Oh, those 4chaners. Look, not everything's a conspiracy, and maybe, and I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, that it is tens of thousands of retail investors who hate how the game is rigged, who hate billionaire greedy hedge fund managers who all went to the same schools. They're all part of the same little cliques in New York and the Hamptons. Wall Street boys. And these are clever people, very, very clever, high IQ people on Wall Street. And you don't think they know how to do insider trading? You don't think they know how to do pump and dump without it being legally insider trading or legally pump and dumping? They know how to do it. They know the loopholes. Pisses me off. You see, like someone like Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. He was he wasn't in the gang. He was a nasty outsider. And okay, the guy's a slimy cocaine addict, but yeah, we all have our poisons. But the things he was doing with his organization, what were they called? Stratton Oakmont, was just an ugly, unsophisticated version of what Wall Street does all the time. So yeah, I like to hope that Redditors are fucking over these Wall Street billionaires. And how funny would it be if the one stock that brought down the game, that stopped the game, was called GameStop?